All right, welcome to Your Time, Your Money. I am sitting here with my partner, Justin Philippone, the man, the myth, the legend, and we are both donning the newest of our shirts. Thank you, Bob Jessamine, a local shirt producer, phenomenal guy, helped build my son's flag football shirts. Go Cowboys, because Lincoln is part of them boys. Now, you know, for all of you out there that are going to be drafting relatively soon in your fantasy league, you might want to avoid some of the Cowboys players. I'm not sure if Zeke would be a good pickup this year. CeeDee Lamb maybe, but might want to avoid some of the running game in Dallas. They might struggle a little.
That's how long Matt has not been following the Dallas Cowboys. That he doesn't know that Ezekiel Elliott is no longer on the Cowboys.
No, he got re-signed.
No, really? Did he?
Yes, he's absolutely on the Cowboys.
God, they brought him back. That's how much I know.
And again, 3 out of 4 champion of my fantasy league. Justin, obviously, with 2 young children, is not playing fantasy. No. So today we're having that's great.
Put that sucker on auto draft.
We got a blooper. All right, perfect. So today we got a burst session. We're going to be talking about some questions that came in over the last month from clients, and I think it's really important we tackle some of these things and talk about what's on people's minds. So, as always, it's your time,
your money.
Let's get it. Let's get after it. So, first question: budgeting and the best way to maintain or decrease my overall spending. Right. First and foremost, you need to have a budget spreadsheet. Financial Fitness 101.
Yep.
Google Sheets is the best way to do that. You have a document that you put information into it, do an inflow, do an outflow, do a side hustle, and then extrapolate the data and see where you stand, right?
Yeah, we definitely, I think we did a little bit of a longer.
We did a Budgeting 101
podcast.
Budgeting
101 podcast. Right? So if you want to take a look at that, but Matt's 100% right. You can even use a
there's apps,
Excel,
right?
Has
there's Rocket,
built-in ones.
There's Rocket Money,
yep,
like
to actually track where spending and things are going. But it's the focus of making a budget is that you actually have to stick.
Well,
to the budget.
And
that's the number one thing that we can always say is that you can make a plan,
right?
But if you don't stick to that plan.
Like the infamous Iron Mike Tyson says, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right? So but the punch in the face for our listeners is the hot water tank blows up. We have a leak in a faucet. Our roof leaks. Our car breaks down, and things are expensive already. So when we have to make an adjustment, it's really difficult. So what I'll say to the listener that emailed in the question about budgeting and how do I maintain or decrease my spending, really take a hard look at what you're doing on a monthly basis. You might want to decrease some of those subscription services. Mm-hmm. You might want to try to do something on your own instead of outsourcing it. But with high interest rate environment, high cost of goods and services, you got to maintain. You got to know what you're spending.
Correct.
And you got to know what you're making.
Yep.
So to that end, we have a Budgeting 101 podcast. So please join in and check that one out. Give it a like and give it a hopefully a subscribe. But Justin, I'm gonna let you tackle question number 2.
Yeah. So we had a question come in, and it was surrounding the different areas and ways that we can increase some of our safer money.
Okay.
Right. So how can we generate better rates of return on money that we don't want to expose to risk? One of the ways that we were talking about, obviously, is the differences between savings accounts, CDs, right, and what we work with a lot of times, multi-year guarantee annuities.
Right, MIGAs.
Obviously, each specific area has their own unique benefits to them.
Right now, a lot of people are making the case that I can go and get a high-yield savings account.
Correct. Yeah.
But in the end of September, we pretty much know a big rate cut is coming.
About 93.5% probability that a rate cut is coming.
Which is going to do what to savings accounts with high yields?
They're going to decrease
very quickly too.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So your thought might be do some things that might be outside of a savings account, but very similar. To it where there's no risk, and we get a guaranteed rate of return.
Absolutely. Okay. Usually it's anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 years.
Okay.
So you can guarantee that higher interest rate now that rates are a little bit higher for the next 3-ish years.
There might be a T-bill, right? We could buy a T-bill. I mean, I think the lowest we can go is $10,000 on a T-bill.
Yep.
And that's a great security to have because it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I can do whatever I want with it. I can make it cash the next day, right? So that's a good,
Even
idea.
those rates are coming down.
Yeah, well, obviously the shorter the duration on a treasury bill, the higher the rate's going to be. But if you look at the 12-month T-bill right now, it's floating in the mid 4s.
Yep.
And because they're pricing in a rate cut.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the 6-month was somewhere right around mid to upper 4s, down from
a lot,
low 5s.
Right.
So it's definitely different specific types of clientele have to look at different specific areas. Focus on long-term goals and what you have with regards to long-term goals, as well as your short-term and intermediate goals. And then obviously talk to a financial professional.
But don't be satisfied with a savings account.
No.
Don't be satisfied with $100,000 in a savings account.
No, absolutely.
Because there's better things out there that we can help you with.
Yep.
All you got to do is call in, and we can make it very cost effective. It might even cost nothing.
Correct.
Right? There's a very strong chance it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll tackle question 3. Before I do that, I'm going to do a little shout out to our marketing team on one of our newest and most cool way to demonstrate our awesomeness as a team. And obviously, Adam Jones been working on this. Sam Kondracki's been working on this. So you could do a little zoom in on that guy. This will be our newest addition to the team, and we're trying to really, with the shirts and the logos, we're trying to really tighten things up and make it really a streamlined experience for our clients and the people that we work with. We've rebranded to Iron Tree Financial. We're starting to push stuff out. The best way to get a hold of us is obviously go online or give us a call.
Yep.
And we've gotten a lot of emails coming in. So take a look for this. It'll be coming in the mail. You'll be checking it out. Hopefully you love it. And if you have any ideas to add to it, please let us know. All right, question 3. My term life insurance is expiring.
Yes.
Boy, we've had a lot of these this year. I feel like everybody bought term 20s 19 years ago. And I've had like 15 people ask me, what do I do, Matt? So we have a life insurance podcast. Check it out. It's another very in-depth. I'm going to give you the very quick, nasty, and dirty version of this, right? 3 options. 1, your term policy probably has an extension built in, but it's going to get more expensive because your contract is coming up, right? 2, you can convert your insurance.
Yes.
And not for every carrier, but usually there's a 6-month or greater window that if you're out 6 months from the expiration, I can convert it to maybe whole life insurance.
Sure.
So I still keep my rating, and this is important. If you're sick or you have some type of ailment, you might need to convert it. Otherwise, you may not be insurable.
Correct.
So if I have a blood disease or if I have some type of organ issue and it just happened, I might want to talk with my financial professional about converting my term insurance.
Sure.
It's going to cost a little more, but I get to keep it. It's mine forever. And then the third option is you let that policy lapse and then you maybe buy a new one. Right? And those are all different choices you could kind of tackle. The other 4th choice, which is you may not know this, but you have a work plan where you can insure yourself through your job. Not everyone has it, but some people might. Am I forgetting any? What did I forget?
No, I think that's a pretty good.
I told you quick and dirty, right? Like
explanation of your different options.
I try to be the insurance guru.
I was literally about to call you the insurance guru. I don't know if you read my mind, but that was pretty incredible.
Mind reading.
But
that's on our next podcast.
It's definitely one of the things that not many people know or talk about.
Right.
Insurance, because especially life insurance, it's one of those more. Not really taboo topics, but
I have it. I don't really think about it.
It's one of those things that individuals are not as comfortable speaking about.
Correct.
Right? They're not comfortable talking about the inevitable thing that's going to happen to us at some point in the future.
Long enough timeline, it always goes to zero, right?
Is us passing away. So it becomes, unfortunately, an awkward topic that not a lot of people like to talk about. But
sure.
If you have term insurance and it is expiring, there are different options that Matt just talked about being able to convert or look into different options. So definitely, if you have a term, or if you just like to do a review of the insurance that you already have, please give us a call and go online or sign up for an appointment. Obviously, no cost or obligation, and we'll be able to do a review for you and hopefully point you in the right direction. And then either that or say, hey, you're doing a great job. And
I love what you have, right? Don't switch it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm going to let you tackle question 4, Justin.
Yeah, so question 4, I just got this recently, actually. And it's talking about, it says right here, I have multiple credit cards. What's the best way to tackle them? Debt consolidation, personal loans, etc. This one is becoming more and more prevalent because of what we were talking about before, increases in the interest rate environment, right?
Yep. Spending is higher, costs are higher.
13 or 14% interest rate credit cards were jumping up to 27, 28, 29% interest. Those $40 and $50 a month minimum payments were now $170, $180 on each card. And balances were increasing and ballooning pretty significantly.
Yeah.
I mean, credit card debt now is astronomical over the past 2 or 3 years.
Don't forget, we have the Cash is King podcast where I tell you how to tackle these things. But
so the question came in and basically how to tackle it. And there's a lot of different things that you can do. One of those, as one of the individuals had stated, is looking at potentially doing some type of a debt consolidation, a personal loan.
Right.
While we're obviously not professionals in the loan environment, I would say that most of the time we see opportunity in that specific area.
Yeah.
If and only if you are going to stop using your credit cards
habit, right?
Following your debt consolidation and or personal loan.
The changing of the habits are the hardest part.
Right? So if you can get into a situation where you can take care of your credit card debt, right, and you can get it into a more manageable monthly payment through a personal loan
or a HELOC or a pension option loan, whatever
it may be. You then need to either go into your cupboard, take all your credit cards,
Cash is king,
freeze them, and put them away. Either that or take the ones, if you have multiple credit cards, take a couple of them, chop those suckers right up, and only keep one for emergencies. To be able to create an opportunity for yourself to be able to get out of that debt situation. Because a lot of people, unfortunately, they make that decision to get into the debt consolidation.
Well, you have a sick pet, you have a broken down car, your hot water heater blows up, right? Like whatever it may be. Now you're swiping the credit card. Now how do I dig out of this hole?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You have a bad relationship. It happens all the time, right? Things happen that you have to respond to in your life. But it's funny because as we're reading these, it's almost like sometimes through the lifetime of a relationship with a client, we have to talk about all these things.
Oh yeah.
So we're talking about them all at once now, which is great. As the market was really volatile a couple weeks ago, we got an email in about what do I do with my 401k balance? I'm about to retire, right? And this is where Justin is I think has a lot of guru type experience here. So I'm going to let him help me. But you're on the precipice of retirement. You're in the green zone, right? You're 1 year or sooner from retirement. What's one of the best things you can start to think about with your advisor?
What's going to happen next?
Right. The next, right?
What's the next thing that happens in that scenario? And for most individuals, where they're in that, I like to call it, I think you'll like this, the retirement red zone.
The retirement red zone. I said the green zone, same difference, right? Yeah.
You get there and the decisions that you make a year and a half, 2 years are going to affect those dominoes that are going to fall once you actually do retire.
Right.
And a lot of areas that a lot of individuals overlook is 401k, 403b, and work sponsored plans.
Right. What do I do, Justin? I have this $1 million 401k. Yes. I'm a year away. Tell me what to do.
Right. A lot of different options, right?
What's the best two? You got 10 of them. I want you to tell us the best two.
What I would say is that if you are in a plan that qualifies for it and you have the opportunity to, you could definitely, and I would highly encourage looking into doing what's called an in-service distribution or an in-service withdrawal.
Oh, so that means I got to take my money out and I'll just put it in my bank and I'll pay all the taxes, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's what a lot of individuals perceive.
Oh, okay.
Right? As can happen.
Yeah.
What actually happens is that you move it from a 401k to a traditional IRA.
Gotcha.
And you pay no tax.
Oh, okay. So it's in service and I'm moving money from one place to another.
From tax deferred to tax deferred,
gotcha.
Not taking any tax penalty in that specific scenario.
Okay.
Right? What that allows you to do in a lot of cases, it allows you to use a lot of different types of solutions that you may not have access to currently in your 401k.
Gotcha.
Right?
Because 401ks are a lot more limited than a brokerage account potentially.
Exactly. Gotcha. There's a lot of things that you can do outside of your 401k. Don't get me wrong. 401ks, fantastic cash accumulation vehicles. They are built to grow money.
But I'm a year from retirement and I need solutions.
Exactly. That's where an IRA, traditional IRA in this case,
Yep.
right, would come into play because it allows you the flexibility to use things in most cases that the 401k just can't do.
Right. It doesn't have.
Right.
Not functional.
When you look at your 401k statement, you'll see for the most part, right, and this is just general understanding of different types of 401ks. You'll see a ton of really great quality large cap, small cap, and mid cap stock.
Oh, okay.
Then when you get to the bond area of things,
Very, very skimpy.
you'll see a limited amount. Right?
Okay.
And that's where the difference is. You'll also, in many situations, won't see any guaranteed solutions inside of your.
So this is where,
401k,
if you're in the
right.
green zone, this is why you need to call Justin. You need to call, our advisory team.
Correct.
To say, hey, let's have a conversation. Okay, so my plan doesn't allow for an in-service distribution. What's the next best thing?
The next best thing is to sit down with an individual like Matt or myself and get your money allocated correctly so that when you do flip that switch a year from now and you do retire, you're in a good position so that we can help you out there.
And everyone's different in their approach, right? Some people are way more conservative of a personality, and they like, I got $1 million in my 401k. I don't want to take any chances in the next year. It's an election year. The interest rates are high. Volatility is high. I want to go to all cash, right? That could be the case.
Yeah.
Your advisor could say, well, we're gonna leave some in the market and then move a big chunk to cash.
Yeah.
Right, and kind of set the dominoes up for a really great plan. So.
Yeah, I think if you haven't explored the option, in most cases, if you're over the age of 59 and a half, you could potentially have access to an in-service.
And that makes life a lot easier for you and your advisor.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if you haven't talked to anybody yet and you're in sort of that retirement red zone area, if you will,
sure,
please give us a call. Reach out. We would love to be able to review what you have going on and give you some good guidance as to your options, right? Because we're here to help individuals as much as possible.
Educate. Right? We want to educate.
And allow people to understand what their options are, right?
The final question we got in was, what events do we do as a team, office, and a firm? And a couple people asked me, what events should I be going to, Matt? Yep. So Justin, this is great because Justin is one of our heads or the vice president of events and planning.
Yes.
And getting our clients and their friends and prospects to those events. So I want Justin to talk a little bit about what events are coming up, a few, and then how to find those events, right? So go ahead, I'll let you lead on that, big guy.
Yeah, so we're actively in the process of kind of redoing our website.
Yep.
Which is extremely exciting.
It's coming soon, IronTreeFinancial.com. Let's go.
But that's one way that you'll be able to find the events. We'll have an events tab on the website that will show you all the events. We also hopefully this is still happening. Send out quarterly calendars.
It's happening.
That will show the different types of events that are coming up next quarter, and there's a litany of different things that we're doing. You said basically what should I be going to, right?
Right, because I'm not sure. There's a lot of events. We do fundraising events, and we do educational events. We do appreciation events. We do a lot as a team because remember, Cetera is our firm, Iron Tree's our team.
Yep.
Right, and then we have office events too. So there's a lot. I mean, every month there's at least one thing going on.
Yeah.
How do I figure out which one's best to go to?
I would say that figuring that out is going to be, the respective advisor that you work with is going to guide you in the right direction of what different types of events are going to be important to your specific
If you've already been to the
scenario,
Medicare seminar, don't go to it 4 more times.
Exactly.
It's the same information, right?
There's probably we're doing a Social Security seminar coming up in October.
Yeah.
And I would say that that if you've already been to the Social Security seminar more than once, there's probably not
the rules haven't changed
that much new information, especially if you've been to one this year specifically. But it's all a matter of just, if you get it in the mail, right? You get the quarterly calendar in the mail, and you see something, call in. Hey, what's this?
Yeah.
What's this specific event?
Well, a lot of firms don't even do events. That's one of the primary things that we I was happy somebody asked this question. Is because as a team, Iron Tree, we do events. We try to do events every month.
Yeah.
At least every quarter. But as a firm, we do events. As an office, we do events. And a lot of times when we meet with a client that is at a different place, they don't have that experience.
Correct.
It's very much, you just get a quick phone call or you stop into the office once a year. It's kind of a colder experience, and we try to keep it warm. So, this was a great session. Please keep your questions coming in.
Yeah.
We love answering them. And like I said, I'm fighting every day to do a live session. I can't wait. There's some really great things that are happening behind the scenes. You can find us at IronTreeFinancial.com. You can also find us at yourtimeyourmoney.net for your net worth. You can also call in at 844-444-YTYM. One of our team members would gladly pick up the phone and speak with you. Yeah. You can also email us at IronTreeFinancial.com. I believe that is the case. 100%. Let's check me on that. Sam, we're good. IronTreeFinancial.com. I wanted to say org, but I was like, wait, don't do that. And as always, it's your time,
your money.
All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Your Time, Your Money. We really appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share this with friends, family, coworkers, anyone else that you think might be interested. If you do have questions or topics, you can always email them to IronTreeFinancial@ceteraIS.com. Please follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Spotify, Google Play, and many other sources that were available. And you can reach us at 844-444-YTYM. And as always, it's your time and your money.